Hi there. So today we are going to create a Drupal8 theme from scratch. So in this tutorial you'll be understanding how Drupal theming works and what are the various steps in creating a Drupal8 theme. So first of all we have to create a directory where we'll be creating a theme. So here I have created a Drup directory, DRUP, inside which I have created various folders which are namely as fonts, images, img, styles, templates. Here in fonts we'll be adding any custom fonts we'll be using. Here we'll be adding the images if we'll be using any. Here in styles we'll be adding the custom CSS, and in templates we'll be adding .twig files, which are the major important part of a theme and that provides the HTML markup to your theme page. And these two files, which are namely as .info.yml file and .libraries.yml files, are also important. So .info.yml files is mandatory file and gives information about your theme, and .libraries.yml file defines your libraries and in which you mostly define your CSS and JavaScript. So let's open this in Sublime Text first. So in .info.yml file we name it like the name of the name we want to use for the theme. Say drup.info.yml, then drup.libraries.yml. Keep in mind the name before the .libraries and .info should be same edit. So let's start writing the .info.yml. So first of all we will be writing the name. The content which was written in .info.yml file is basically the keys for the theme. So name, we have to give it a name. The name is basically the name of your theme, which will be shown up at the administration panel of Drupal8. So name, say Jareen. You can name it anything you want. Then we added a description. Say this is my Drupal theme. So description is basically used to describe about your theme, which also appear in the administration. Then we have a type, which basically notify Drupal about the type of extension, that is whether it's a theme, whether it is a module or the profile, etc. So we are creating a theme, so we'll be adding theme. Then we'll be use package. So we are making a custom theme, so we'll be writing custom. Then we'll be using core. Core is basically the version of Drupal you're using, so we are using Drupal8, so we'll write 8.x. Then we have to write the regions. Regions are basically the containers of your website, or sorry, theme, which are basically like your header is a region, your home page is a region, your footer is a region. So say in which we are using header, say items of header, in which will be placed inside this content, items of content. Then we can have our sidebar, underscore first. We can add two sidebars. So first sidebar, then we can add sidebar underscore second, and name it sidebar second sidebar. Then we can have a region footer, which will be a footer for the footer of the theme. Items of footer will be there, and we can add breadcrumbs, which will be adding the breadcrumbs of the theme. It's not mandatory, but I'm using it. It's all on you if you use or not the breadcrumbs or sidebars. Even you can make it like header, content, footer, anything you want. Breadcrumbs. Then we'll be defining the libraries, BRARES libraries. So because we are using .yml file, so syntax is very important. So when we ever use regions or libraries, we enter and give 2 space, then write the content. Then our libraries will be like the dash, the name of the file slash, we'll be using global assets here, and dash Drup slash style. These are the names we'll be using in our libraries part. So that's all for the drup.info.yml part. Now we can move on to drup.libraries.yaml. So in drup.libraries.yaml, we first have to initialize style. Then it is the same name as we defined over here. So in style, we are using CSS for the theme, and which is inside style slash style.css. We haven't initialized this earlier, but we'll be initializing it inside our style folder later on, and we'll be writing our twig files. And then open bracket and close bracket, which is the syntax for the twig. Then we have our global assets. CSS. Then we are using styles. Also, we can also do it like styles slash style or normal.css, say. Here we are using normalized.css because it will make indentation and it will render all elements more consistently in the theme. So we'll be using normalized.css, and yes, that's all for the libraries.yml file. So next, what we have to do is we have to create a new file and name it as page.html.twig. So you'll be finding all these files if you're using a custom, if you're not making it on your own, and you're taking some the initial templates by Drupal, which will be founding on where www, and inside it where you have made your Drupal directory. Inside it in core, modules, systems, and templates. Because when we initialize our page.html.twig, it will only be helping us with the front page, and other things like notes, text area will be taken by Drupal from these twig files, which are initially present on there, which are the stable templates. So inside page.html.twig, we'll be first of all initializing a header. So suppose first of all create it as page.html. It will be much more convenient to write, so we can just write a header, and a header with an ID, say navbar primary, and with a class navbar default header, and the role of it will be navigation. So inside this we'll be calling a div with a class called container, and inside that we'll be using the twig command, that is open bracket, close bracket, and inside that we're writing page dot header when you write just open bracket and close bracket, we are telling to print something. And when we make it like this, open bracket, %, then write something like lorem, like this, lorem, then close it like this. We want to give it a command, and when we write it like this, open bracket, then hashtag, then write something, and then close it with hashtag, and we are writing a comment. So that's a syntax for twig file. So here we are giving it a command to print the contents of the header. Then we'll be going forward, and we'll be giving command, we'll be printing the breadcrumb, then we'll be printing the, is there anything left? So nothing left over here. So we can go make a new division or section, say main, and whose role is main. Inside this, we can create a division with a class, say main content, and sorry, we did a mistake. Div.class, div.main content is, when you write in shortcut, just write div, dot is for class, and main content, that's press tab, it will make a div. And inside this, we'll be printing page dot content, and just close the div, it's already closed, and you can give some commands like the content goes here, okay. So next we can have our side class, which will be defining our sidebar first and sidebar second. So we can use our commands, we can give some commands to it. So if page dot content underscore first, then aside dot layout and sidebar underscore underscore first, or we can add the aside property as well, whose role equals to complementary. And inside this we'll be printing page dot sidebar underscore first. Is it fine? Yes. So what we are doing here is, and close it. So what we are doing over here is, we are just giving it a command. If there is some content in page dot, sorry, it's I wrote it wrongly, it's page dot sidebar underscore first. If there is a content in page dot sidebar underscore first, then go in this aside class and print it. It will be like, when there will be content, then it will go inside and it will be show you the content on the web, on the theme. So we can have other command, if page dot sidebar underscore second, close it, then aside dot layout sidebar underscore second, with a role equals to complementary, then print page dot sidebar underscore second. And now okay, we are done this part. So now we can go and create a footer. So we can create a footer like this. If footer if page dot footer this tag, and I will strongly recommend to go to the web page of documentation of Twig, basically on twig.seniorlabs.org/documentations. I'll be giving the link in my description of the video, and should first see the documentation of Twig, then implement this. That will be much more convenient to understand all the commands properly. So inside this we can create our footer, okay, and we can give it a role which is like content info. Then we can do is we can print page dot footer and close it with and if. So it seems it's almost done. We create a navbar primary navbar, then inside we print it to make it more clear. Looks much more clear. So now we should go into the styles and should so create a new file, save it inside our styles as style.css. So in this style.css we don't have to create a long cascading style sheet. It will be a few lines of code. So basically we'll be using the content, we'll be giving CSS to the content we have defined over here in the Twig file. And now what we can do is copy this file and paste it in Twig. So it was much more convenient to write in HTML because the Twig files are basically giving the markup of HTML. So delete the HTML file and we are remaining with the Twig. So now on style.css, first of all we can do is dot layout content hold on, sorry, we don't have a layout content over here. I think layout contents, okay. So we can just go to header, give it a height of 100 pixels, width of 100%, position relative, okay, position, give it a position fixed, top 0, and that's all. And you can give it a background, say hashtag 00b say df, which is slightly like sky blue or something. Then we can go to container. Inside container we can give it a height of 100 pixels, same as that of header, and background same as that, even if you don't use any background, that would be fine, but we are using, so that's fine. And then we have our content and all that stuff, but we'll be not using anything over there because we'll be making it very neat and clean, white background. Then you can just have our footer, position absolute, bottom 0, it should be on the bottom always. Then a height of 70px, a width of 100%, background should be same as that we used above by CD4. Text align should be center. And this style should be none. I think that's all for the page. And one more thing we can add is dot top menu list, which is the menus we'll be creating in Drupal, and the Drupal for twig files automatically give it a top menu.list file, so we can give it 15px top. Position should be relative. Top means margin top should be 15px. Text transform uppercase, and font size should be 15px. So that's all for the page. Now we are done with everything, and yes, we're just remaining with normalize.css. so let's forward the video. In meantime, I download the normalize.css file and place it over here. So yes, now I have downloaded the file and have copied it on a styled folder normalize.css, and have given a comment that we have used the normalize.css file for the copyright issue. It should be there because it is been by Nicholas, and the link you can get it for from here. So just save it. Next step is just close this file. Which file is this? Okay, don't close without saving. So what we have to do is to open the command line cd desktop and move this file drup to www/html, which is my root directory file Drupal. Then themes, give it the password if there is, and then you should always change the ownership for this, because this sometimes create an issue when you open your local host or any server you are using. So now okay, what we have to do is we have to go to localhost appearance. So you'll be finding your files over here. So these are not present. Maybe let me check what's the issue. Neeraj here, www html, then themes. Okay, we haven't changed the given it the right permission. It's changing the permissions, ownership permissions. We can do it like this. We'll be able to open it. So let's check it again. Jerry. Okay, so sorry, this is my Drupal theme. So our Drupal theme name was Jareen. I was thinking it was DRUP. So just set as default. It will take a bit, so let me forward the video. So now we have done with this, and so now we can close this up and we can go to our local host. So yes, we are done. Welcome to my site. It was previously used because it is the content which I use while making a website, but there is no content made, and it's a dynamic navbar. Like when we create Neeraj, it will be directing us to the node 3 which I created previously, and I've also created a node 2 which is Drupal's great, and you can add up a menu link over here from like going to structures, block layer, menus. In menus you can go to main navigation, add link, the menu link as Drupal, and link should be as your http localhost/node/2, and just save it. It should not take much. Okay, it's done. So go back to site. Sorry. So yes, you can see Neeraj has been created here. So go back to our main front page, Neeraj Pandey. Oh, sorry, localhost. You can see over here, Neeraj Drupal. You can add as many links as you want. So this is a footer, and this is a very simple theme which I created in few minutes. So you can add more CSS, you can add more twig files, you can modify more twig files and create your new themes. So that's all guys, thanks for watching the video, have a nice day.